Hey, we're back again. Today I'm doing the glitch warm-up, Hackviser. It's the next warm-up in the series. It's a medium room. So we'll start our machine. Wait for that to start up, and this machine focuses on teaching how to perform vulnerability discovery on widely used Nostromo web server and how to perform privilege escalation attacks on Linux-based systems. It's recommended to practice vulnerability detection in web application exploitation of the vulnerability and privilege escalation attacks stemming from the Linux kernel. So we're starting our machine up and it's already running, so let's have a look. And we've got a domain here, so we have to add that to our host file. So we'll copy this here and hosts, and we'll add it in here. So goldenattech.hv, save that. Alright, so now we'll just we'll run a port scan. First step, find which ports are open. So we'll use rust scan, and we can use goldenattech.hv now. We've got that added to our host file, and we'll run -a for service versions, scripts and operating system, and we're going to use connect to nmap once it's found the ports open. So we'll run that, and straight away we can see we've got port 22 is open and port 80. So we can have a look at our port 80 is a HTTP, so we can look at that, see the website. So we can copy, use this goldenattech, copy that, we'll do HTTP, and paste it in there. Let's have a look, see what we've got on port 80. Coming soon, goldenattech.hv, so let's wait, see. Website's under construction. Okay, so let's have a look at the questions. Which ports are open? So far we've got 22 and 80. It doesn't look like it's finding anymore, so we probably would have found them by now. What is the name of the running web server? So if we have a look here, you can check out technologies. There's nothing in there, so we've got to wait for the end to finish and we can find out what the name of the running web server is. Coming soon, there's nothing there we can look at. So now it's doing an nmap scan. So what's the next question? What is the CV of the code of the vulnerability? So let's have a wait a minute and see what we get in the nmap scan. There we go. So nmap scan's done, and we can see it's running Nostromo 1.9.6 and SSH on port 22, open SSH 8.4 P1. So there may be a vulnerability with Nostromo 1.9.6. So what we'll do is we'll Google Nostromo 1.9.6 and exploit and GitHub, so we can find an exploit we can use to get a connection to the machine. Try this exploit here on GitHub, so we'll copy this one. We'll check this out, just copy the code for it. And it just says to just put the port number, the IP, and the command, and we should get a connection. So let's just click on this Python script here, and we'll copy the file, go to our terminal, do the nano, call it exp.py, and we'll copy it in there. Now we'll run it, Python 3 exp.py. Target must be a string. I'll just pause the video, I'll be back. I've got to find out what the error is in this. Okay, it says to try Python 2. Is it? That error won't occur. There we go. Now it's working. So we've got our ID of the target, www-data. So we should be able to read the password file. Now we've got code execution. And there we go, you can see the password file. We've got user nobody again, root, and user www-data, which we are going to log in as. So let's try and run get a shell. So put a reverse shell in here. We'll go to the reverse shell website and put in the IP for my VPN. Just use that port, doesn't matter what port you use, and we'll copy that, and we'll say bash -c, put in the reverse shell, and we also need to start a listener on 11337. That's listening, so because that's the port we chose for our listener, 1337, which is also specified here. So we'll run that and check our listener, and we see we've got a connection, data at Debian. So we have a shell as a target. What's the next question? So the CVE code of the vulnerability, already got that before. It's there, 2019-16278. Now we have a shell. The next question is, what is the Linux kernel version? So let's have a look. So if we do uname -a, I think. There we go, there's our Linux kernel version there. So the answer is this, 5.11.00-05110 generic. That's your kernel. So the next question says what is the password hash for the value for the user Hackviser? So we can't see password hashes unless we get root on the machine, and we're user www-data. So we can try sudo-l and command not found, so there's no sudo on the machine. So what we can do is try and get an exploit maybe for the kernel. So if we grab this here and let's look for an exploit. So we'll paste it in there and we'll say priv exploit and see what it finds. And there we go, local previous escalation, kernel 5.8 to 5.16, so it's vulnerable to that. Dirty pipe. So let's have a look. Let's just download the exploit from here. It's a C file, .c. Okay, so we'll go cd into downloads, and we can see our 5088.c. So we want to transfer this to our target machine. So we'll do Python 3-m and start a HTTP server. Import 8000, and we'll go back to our shell, and we'll go to the temp directory, because that's where you can upload files to without permissions. And we'll do wget 10.81.225.8000, and what was the exploit called? 508.c. 508.08.c, and we'll download that to our machine, the target, and now we should be able to see it. Yep. So we've got to compile it for it to work. So we use GCC and 508.08.c, and we want our output file to be, I'll just call it exploit. And we'll run that. Now have a look, and we can see we've got exploit there now. So we need to run it with any of the any files that have SUID permissions for it to work. Tried this one. This was going to be used to find SUID files that run that. Okay, so we have all these ones here we could try with the exploit to see if we can get it to work. So we'll do exploit. We'll try USR bin, and we'll just try one off the list here. Try SU, see if that works. ID, and there we go. We're root. What is the password hash value in the shadow file for Hackviser? So now we just do cat /shadow, and there's our hash for the Hackviser user. This here, just copy that up to there, and we could crack that to get the password if we wanted to, but you don't have to for this room. So yeah, that's it for that one. See you to the next one.